Hi, this is Avi Levi with Levi Design Build, and this is our 7th and last video in the series of ADU development process, where we covered the whole process of developing an ADU from start to finish. In this video, I'm going to cover the construction process and until the point that you're going to get your certificate of occupancy and your project is basically completed. I will review what to pay attention to during construction when you work with your contractor, how to make sure things are done properly, and also what are the different inspections your contractor is going to go through with the city inspector during construction. So let's get started. What I'm recommending to any homeowner, once you have construction starting, you should keep records and accounts for everything that is happening. You do want to make sure that everything that you have on the contract is taking place. Of course, have a copy of your contract. Have a copy of any change orders you might have during the process, because it does happen that during construction you're gonna want to make things differently and your contractor will issue you a change order. So make sure you have that change order together with your contract. Make sure to take a lot of pictures, very important. It's something that you would want to have as a record for yourself, and keep everything in an organized folder. When you get closer to the project being completed, where all the inspections with the city have taken place and the final inspection is getting closer, you would like to create your own checklist and make sure that the following is happening. Every aspect of the work that you have agreed upon has been completed to your standards, and you and your contractor are in agreement that everything is done properly. You have physical copies of all warranties. Your contractor should provide you warranties for materials that he purchased or you purchased, appliances, any mechanicals, and of course warranties from different providers of services, either him or other providers that he brought on board to the job site. Make sure that you have a proof of everyone that worked, that they have been paid, and there's a lien release that was issued to you. It's very important. Contractors have to pay all of their subs, all of their suppliers, and get you that lien release showing that everyone got paid, and no one will get back to you later on saying that he got paid by the contractor on a job that he performed on your property. If you don't get that document, that lien release, you put yourself at risk that a provider of service or a contractor or a subcontractor later on will put a lien on your property. So make sure that happens. Of course, make sure that the job site is cleaned at the end of the project, all the materials that were picked up, tools and so on, and make sure that you have inspected and approved the final work. Now let's move on to what inspections your city inspector is going to conduct on the project, and what you should know that will take place, and to make sure that it is appearing on the inspection card during your construction project. So yes, periodic inspections are going to take place. It's a part of city inspector's job when they come and do it, when they come to inspect your project. They will make sure that your contractor is doing things based on the plans, based on codes, and that everything is done in accordance with building and safety regulations. The major inspections are as follow, but be aware that there might be other inspections. Are going to be for foundation forms, meaning the excavating and creating the forms for putting the foundation, steel reinforcement, gravel, sand base, and membranes, everything that's getting things ready for to build the unit above it. Underfloor framing, conduit, drain of sewer and vent systems, or any ductwork that is going underfloor will be inspected separately. Any framing of your roof, walls, and stairs, including all the nailings. Exterior nailing of roof sheeting, it's basically the plywood before your actual roof shingles or tiles are going to go on top of it. All your shear walls, those are to reinforce the exterior walls before putting any finishing on it. Rough electrical systems, including the panel for the unit, because you will have a separate panel for the unit. Rough plumbing systems, including all the vents and shower pans. Mechanical systems that include flues if you have a fireplace. And of course, AC unit that you will need to have in the unit. Installation of all walls and ceilings based on the codes. Different areas are going to get different type of installation. Drywall nailing. The inspector would want to see that the nailing of the drywall is done properly. A lath of stucco and tile backing. The stucco is for the exterior. Tile backing is for the bathrooms where you're going to have tile, if you're going to have tile installed in your bathrooms. After all those inspections have been completed, once your drywall is completed for nailing and the stucco lath has been inspected, your next inspection is going to be the final inspection where everything has been installed. Meaning between drywall to the final inspection, your contractor is going to install all of your floors, all of your tiles, your cabinetries, your trims. He's going to finish painting, touch-ups, putting appliances, basically finishing the unit. At that final inspection, the inspector is going to come to make sure that all the systems are working properly, everything has no issue with it. However, he will not pay attention to the fine details of finishes. This is something you want to do on your own. You want to make sure that the fine details are being addressed in terms of, that there's no paint drips, that there's no area that have a dirt in it. Everything has got cleaned. You want to make sure that all the locks on the doors are working, all the locks on the windows are working. Those are things that the inspector will not inspect. Those are totally up to you, and it's important that you will make your own list of inspections before you're making any final payment. At the end of the final inspection by the city inspector, he will sign off the inspection card. By the way, he will sign off on every single inspection on the inspection card. The inspection card is going to have different lines, and on every inspection he's going to sign it off. If the inspection didn't pass, he's going to put a note why it didn't pass and what the contractor need to correct, and calling for that inspection again. But at the end of it, once all the inspections have been cleared, on the final inspection, he's going to also sign off the certificate of occupancy, which basically gives you a completion for your project, and you're good to go. That's it. I hope that those series of videos have been helpful. It's always recommended to go back and watch them and read more about it, especially if it's your first time doing this kind of a project. Hopefully it was helpful for you. Good luck.